Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brad Matheny. Today's Sunday, the 28th of July, nearing the end of the month, trying to put the finishing touches on my tools that I hope to make available soon. Built an exhaustion system around the pressure system last week or this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Had a little debugging to do, but look how beautiful this is actually playing out. So we have the uh, pressure Bollinger Band system. This is an adaptive Bollinger Band that runs off the pressure mechanism that I built. Price pressure is really determined here. So this is a accumulated pressure wave, and this is well, let's call it a running pressure wave. So it's basically showing us what's going on. And if I come in here and disable the accumulated pressure wave and plot just the chop, you can see again here the bullish pressure wave builds here, but doesn't really accumulate. This is after hours. You can see here the bearish pressure wave. Let me drag it back to more regular trading session. The bullish pressure wave begins to accumulate over here. You can see we get this wave up, and then it peaks and starts to weaken. And then we move into a bit of sideways trading. Then we get into a bullish pressure wave here, and it peaks up. Now, notice the pricing level over here 1.4, 1.8, 1.92. So, what you're seeing here is accumulated pressure, and it should reflect here. This is the SPY into a measurement of essentially upward trending. When you see this big downward trend here, so you can see here we've got a move essentially from here to here is down 28.5, and down here it's down 6. Very aggressive trending. And what we're looking for here is the ability to identify good, strong entry points. So you can see here the Bollinger Band system went bullish throughout this entire trend, went bearish back over here. And you can see basically what we're looking for here is weakening trend to turn bullish to get us into a trend. And then it's just a matter of picking your exhaustion point. So you can see here we had a change up to an exhaustion point, which is essentially a change in price up to an exhaustion point, 16 points. Then we're still bullish here. So we don't necessarily want to be buying into this mode until we see the exhaustion on the bearish side. So here we start to see bullish upward trending again, and it comes back over here to a peak. There's a couple of exhaustion points in here along the way, and that gives us an opportunity to really buy into this area and move and exhaust up here. Another 25 points. Not bad overall. So here we come in again, bullish. We get the exhaustion coming down here. We reset, go back into bullish trending here. We run up into this area and start to get into exhaustion coming back down here. That gives us again a rotational trend from right around here up to about here, and that's another 10.25 points. So the beautiful part of this is we move into exhaustion here. Let's do this last little one. Come back down through exhaustion. We get back into bullish trending. We're nearing the end of the day at this point. We peak out here. You don't want to really be holding anything through the, this is not the end of the day, my bad. So you can see here that we get into exhaustion again up here. That gives us an entry from here over to here, 5.25 points maybe. And I'm not going right up to the top. I'm going to areas where the exhaustion happens. So you can see we start exhausting here, getting into real exhaustion. It looks pretty good. And I'm sorry, I got to keep getting rid of these. So now if we take a look at what's going on right now, we're in an uptrend again. We're getting some. So this is post-market or pre-market today in an uptrend, rolling into exhaustion. So you can see we roll from this mode into sideways trending, into exhaustion right here. That gives us our rough exit point, and that gives us an opportunity from here to about here, 3.5 points. Then we move into slightly bullish trending, and we get into exhaustion right over here. So we'll call this over here. And again, so here we have this move from roughly this pullback up into this area, 2.5 points. And again, I'm not picking tops and bottoms, just picking middle ranges. Then we get into exhaustion. We rally and we get into actual exhaustion right over here. And that gives us a move from roughly in this area over to this area, 1.75 points. Then we get into pullback mode, going back into bullish mode, start getting into exhaustion, but we're waiting for our first pullback here. So there's our first real pullback with exhaustion, these little blocks up here. And that gives us a very solid move from here up to here, 7 points. And then we get into a pullback. We start to move higher again up until we get exhaustion with a pullback. And now that gives us a number of exit points. So you could have exited here, here, or way up here. It just depends on what you want to do. Ideally, when we're in a bullish trend here, you probably want to start looking at, like moderate pullbacks and maybe leave a runner. And that gives us an area from basically here up to here, 4 points roughly. And now we're in a bearish trend. Well, actually, we're in a sideways downward trend. We're getting these quick little moves, and these are going to be where this is post-market. So we're getting volatility. We come up, we hit exhaustion, and that's going to be a nice little rotation. So we're pretty much looking at a loser here of 2.75. And then we get another move here from bullish up to exhaustion here. And that's going to give us a move from roughly right here up to right here. And that's 3.25 roughly profit. So ideally, this is looking really strong, in my opinion. And like I said, it seems to work just about on anything. I was playing around down here on 15-second earlier, and you really got to kind of pay attention to how this plays. But bearish, so we would be looking at bearish trending through here. And again, I haven't modified this setting. We're just looking at bearish trending until we get exhaustion. Exhaustion happens here. So we've got bearish trending basically from here to here, 1 point. And then we get into sideways bearish trending. And these 15-second charts, you really want to try to avoid chop. Now, how do we identify chop? So this is really designed to help with chop as well. And chop would be essentially trading or staying within this very tight little range. So hypothetically, you would be looking at, and I'm going to go from roughly 1 to -1. Make sure I got this right. Let's go 1.5 to -1.5. Try to get right at. There we go. Close enough. So now chop stays within this range. Okay. Chop is going to be rotation within this range. And you can see chop very narrow here. And this is what you want to remember. When you get into this sideways kind of choppiness, you're going to watch for breakouts up in this area. No, you get a little breakout, we're primarily bullish. You get a little breakout, we're primarily bullish. You get a little breakout, we're primarily bullish, especially when this trend is confirming it. You get this pullback here, and okay, looks like we're getting a little bit more bearish. But in this chop, we're not trying to catch any big trend. What we're really looking for is good, solid breaking away from this area here in a downtrend. So that's where we're at here. Breaking down below this chop area in a downtrend gives you a good, solid opportunity for a trade. Breaking below this area here in a downtrend gives you, again, a decent opportunity for a trade. Breaking below this area here in a downtrend gives you a decent opportunity for a trade. And again, on the upside, breaking away on the upside, gives you a decent opportunity for a long trade. And getting up in this area, you can see we're getting into a potential for a little move here. And again, here we got above it right here, rolled a little bit, but stayed in bullish trending. So this gives you an opportunity here to try to ride this trade out. Now, granted, a bit more volatile over here, but this is all aftermarket, and this is 15-second. So as long as you're getting these pullbacks like we see here in this big uptrend, these types of pullbacks here in an uptrend essentially gives you a reattack mode. Okay, you can, while we're still holding up, you can reattack the trend depending on how these pullbacks play out and whether or not they're deep enough to consider choppiness. So you would want to, and I'm going to clear these lines again, you would want to, depending on how you're using this, let's go to 10-minute, and you're going to see again, the choppiness area in a 10-minute is probably going to be more along the lines of, let's call it roughly 2 and down to maybe -2. So we're going to be looking at negative 1.074. Roughly there, folks. And what we're going to do, that's going to be our choppy range. And so we're going to want to try to avoid chop unless we have very solid confirmation. Okay, now you can see we got some very strong trending here, and maybe 1.5 is probably a better area, or 1.25. And again, this is just brand new, so I'm learning how this works. But remember, this is just the let's call it the rolling momentum system. And you can see how cleanly this moved through these trends, very cleanly through these trends, very cleanly through this trend, and actually set up divergence in both locations. In fact, divergence is pretty common towards the end of a trend. You'll see it happen pretty regularly. But now, when we come in here and we add the count mechanism, these give you the ability to see reset trending as well. So understand that this is a great mechanism for when we're bullish, we get this pullback. This is indicating that price is resetting off a new low. And that then starts a new count highlighting how price moves. Then we move into a new low. Then we move into downward trending. And this is the system's own ability to identify trending. And then you can see we start into a downward acceleration, reset, downward acceleration, reset, downward acceleration. So what you're measuring here is these acceleration points. So you see here, we have a downward acceleration from here to here, basically. Then we reset off this new high. That's actually back over here. Then we reset off this new high. And that gives you the ability to potentially reattack. Then we get a downward trend until here. Then we reset off this new high. Then we get a downward trend basically from here to here where we reset. And that's a 23-point move on the ES. This is a 19-point move, and this is a 20-point move. And it was very, very clearly presented here to you in this structure of these reattacking modules. Now we move into bullish trending here, but we're in a general downtrend. We don't look for the bullish trend until we start seeing the trend move bullish. So at this point, we're bullish. We're in an upward trend. We move from here to here, and this looks like after hours trading, but there's our reattack. Same thing here. So you look here, we've gone into bullish trending right here off a reset. So we have a trade basically from this point up to where we reattack, which is pretty much right there. And then we get a new trade from our reattack mode right here up to our reattack right here, that's 8 points. Now, granted, you could be taking profits earlier. So you have the opportunity to grab profits any way you want. And you have the opportunity to use this on pretty much any type of interval that you want. You can see how cleanly these reattacks and these attack modes have played out, trending very cleanly up into this area, trending very clearly once we base and start to move higher. And that really pretty much can get anywhere in this area, all the way up to this area until we start stalling and flag out. There we go. So that's a 21-point move. This is a 32-point move. We're still in bullish trending. We get a little bit of upward trending here. You can see right in this area. But then what happens? We switch into bearish trending right here. Red. Bearish trending. We're not in any type of trend. We do eventually get into a bearish mode right here. It looks like right in this area. We can move into this reattack, which is right here, which gets us out the open of the next bar. We can then try to move into a reattack mode if we want right here, but we're not going to get it, and we're going to get stopped out. So we got stopped out here. Now you can see we've gone back into green trending, which is bullish. So now we get into our attack mode up until this point, and we get out here, 2 points or better. Then we get into a consolidation pattern. Then we start moving into a reattack mode through here. Now this is 30-minute, so this is very long term up into this area, and then we reset. That's a 9-point loss. But again, system's not perfect. It's just designed to help you see what's coming. And again, when you add that to the pressure system that I built, indicating downward trending and consolidation, when these things don't align. So for example, we're in bearish trending, we're in moderate bullish trending. This is not in alignment. This is bearish trending. We're looking for opportunities. This is bullish trending. We're not looking for opportunities here. We would look to reattack. Then we go into bearish trending again, moves us down. Okay, then we get a little bit of bearish trending, then we get into bullish trending. Again, we're not trying to attack it. Bullish trending while we're bullish, while we're getting this reattack phase. Beautiful, nice upward trends. And take a look back over here where we're at right now. So 30 minutes, we're in bullish trending. We're moving higher. We're getting good, solid upward trends. Your opportunities, ladies and gentlemen, are really in these areas here, and then here, and then here. And again, these are all really post-market, but you can see these moves while we're bullish. I mean, counter trends you can still trade. You're just trading against the primary direction. The real opportunities are like here, and then you can see this opportunity back over here. And then you can see this opportunity here. And the reason I'm building these before I run out of time is to help you see the trend more clearly and see the opportunities. It's not necessarily about triggers, entry triggers or exit triggers. I mean, in a way it is, but I want you to see these trends more clearly, and I want you to be able to make your own decisions using these. So again, would love your feedback. Still in development work. Really quite pleased with the way this is working right now. And, it's a multi-layered system for you to try to use to help you make decisions. Okay, guys, that's it for now.